coming up.
Are you watching Jackson that play? What time is it? Wow! I'm very good at that. No, please. Is it me?
That's all right. If this thing...
George, don't get your head.
If it falls on me...
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Devils, I extend a welcome to the Olympia Football Club. Now, the line-up tonight, the initial line-up for Olympia is number 10, Thomas Bellini, number 12, Jack Cowan, number 22, Jacob Cole, number 4, Shea Hickey, number 20, Jacob Lehman, number 19, Thomas Little, number 15, Mark Ottman, number 18, Jacob Splenner, number 3, Paul Stevens, number 8, Jake Vandermeer, number 7, Warren Woodall, and the Olympic coach is Kenny Weston. And the Zebras' initial line-up is number 20, Ryan Backharris, number 16, Jack Gates, number 7, Callan Griffin, number 5, Nick Greenwald, number 3, Jaden Hay, Number 13, Luke Hickslock. Number 8, Imran Lewis. Number 21, Marcello Maturi. Number 15, Matt Pace. Number 17, Matt Sanders. And number 12, Luke Warner. And Zebra's coach is Tommy Fortak.
3 points. Yeah, that's it. I think it's leaving.
Well, welcome back, or welcome to KG5 if you're tuning in for the first time here.
Thank you, Cooley.
The second game of this big doubleheader. The Hobart Zebras and Olympia Warriors. The Zebras took the Chockies in the women's. We will get it done in the men's. We'll run through the teams before introducing you to the two gentlemen who are calling alongside me. And some understrength teams we've got out there tonight. And plenty of players missing. And the Warriors starting with Bellini, Callan, Cowell, Shay Hickey. So Dogger Brown's petition has worked. He is out there on the park.
Change.org cures the world.
The power of the people on display there. Little, McCarthy, Ortman, Sklenage, Stevens, Vandermeer, Waterwoo, the starting lineup for the Warriors. We'll go through the Zebras in a second. And it's almost a case with both these sides tonight of who isn't out there, because some very prominent names missing from the team sheet. The Zebras are going with Backhouse, Gates, Griffin, Gronwald, Hay, Hugh Sloot, Lewis, McCurry, Pace, Sanders and Warner. Sorry for the hasty start here. We're scrambling after the women's game beforehand, but
Double
we're
header.
Underway.
Double headers do that to us.
Joining me to call this one, we've got Paul Hunt and Jake Morgan. Good evening, gentlemen. What are we expecting from this one?
Oh, wow, it is much like you say, Andrew. It's certainly one of those games where we'll be having a look at a couple of players for the first time, and probably just a couple of players to have a good look at, because, my word, there's been some raps put on that man, number 4 in midfield, Shay Hickey. The petition has gotten up and he is playing, and he looks sharp out there, boys.
Well, they've let Shay play. Calls were there.
Hashtag.
And, he's in there because Mearns, Cartwright injured, Hugh Undy out, Lucas Hill, 5 yellow cards. He's suspended. The Zebras, of course, under strength themselves. They've got McEwen and the Mitsubishi medalist Walsh out, as well as Jordan Muller in the middle, which is a massive blow. He's an important piece for them. So they're all missing. Chris Downs, of course, gone for the season. So from the sides have had against each other in earlier games this year, definitely some new faces.
And interesting as well, I've just noticed Jaden Hayes still at right back, and Callan Griffin's also played there this season. I thought with the outs, especially of Muller, that Hay might have moved into centre mid and Griffin gone out there. Griffin usually a centre midfield. In fact, used to play as a centre attacking mid back in the Knights days, so not too much surprise, but I just thought they might have gone with Hay for skill like that.
Well, the pace to get back was great there. And look,
He was off like a shot, wasn't he? As soon as the women's game had ended, the one before this, we've seen him just leap off on a 1 metre sprinter. What a takedown, I think, there for a second by Lukey Hugsloot, but he had just strayed offside a little bit, so his acrobatics were for nothing.
Braden Mann would have scored, but offside flag, so wouldn't have mattered.
He would, wouldn't he?
That touch last week against just ask the Warriors about that one. It has them very much on the back foot and in a desperate need of 3 points tonight. They don't want to be falling any further off the leading pair of Devonport and South Hobart. They'll both be heavily favoured in their fixtures this weekend, so a real test for them tonight as Hay started brightly. Bellini gets a foot in there, sees it away, but Hay last week started in central midfield and ended the match at right back against Clarence, so sticking with what they ended with. Here's Matty Sanders. He's been playing a slightly deeper role of late.
There from the Colonel.
Yeah, loved his work. If he didn't already have a nickname of the Colonel, the snake handler would be a chance. Apparently he got a fair reptile collection as the Colonel, as this one's worked forward.
What kind of reptiles are we talking about?
Lizards and a pet snake. It's informed me today. It's, the media up the TV talking to him, but he'll be an important player tonight. And Stevens will be sliding in at centre back.
The reptiles.
Well, he's the Colonel. It's been established. It's well established as they look to build from the back here. And the business Altman, another one who's been slotted into midfield to replace that Mearns and Cartwright pairing that was such a key part of the success of big. Yaya just flies into the back. of Bellini there.
Yaya Sir Vivian Imran, I think is his new nickname.
Sir Viv.
And there is
For
that
those
man.
of you that do not know, a distant relation of the great Sir Vivian Richards.
And
If you haven't heard that already.
I suppose you've not tuned into a Zebras game this year. So we do go on about it. We just saw Shay Hickey getting on there. And the People's Champion, I think we'll run with him tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Man of the people.
We've got him back. Dan Brown has picked him tonight, not Kenny Weston. It's Dogger Brown who's slotted him into this lineup. And all power to
And
him.
a good call, I think, from Dogger Brown, because they could really use some experience in the midfield here today with quite a few players out. So, well done, Dogger.
Yeah, certainly the players that they've got there are lacking in experience, certainly not lacking in talent, especially the Biz in there going to be patrolling traffic. As we see Vandermeer come across to clear that one. Does the captain, Jane Hay, with a quick throw. Very good throw on him, but effectively cleared. Hay wins the head up.
Having said this, boys, we still didn't offer our tips at the start, but with just Bellini trying to play through Sklanage, but well intercepted by who has probably been one of the top 2 centre-backs in the game so far this year, but he's just given the ball away cheaply there, and we're going to see Olympia try and overlap. Jaden Hay couldn't quite cut out the cross, and we see some acrobatic work there from Lewis.
It's like a seal trying to balance a ball there, Lewis.
It was very seal-like.
He did well in the end to get his head. He knew that Lehman was lurking and saw it away. A chance perhaps for Vandermeer to heave one in. Opts to go short to Lehman instead. Vandermeer turns onto the right and squares it for Bellini. And he spreads it wide again for Lehman. Wants to wrap his foot around it. It wasn't the best delivery, and it's dealt with.
Return to that previous thought, boys. We just haven't quite offered our tips on this one, and I think I'm going to go for the upset here with a 2-0 to the Zebras, winning it in wide areas today.
I'll go with a little 1-1, I think.
Yeah, sitting on the fence. And look, just to completely mix it up, I'm going to go Olympia, and that's why he's the People's Champion with that kind of tackle from Shay Hickey. Thumping challenge.
Yeah. I think the Warriors would head in as favourites, and rightfully so. Still got some very good attacking talent. It's a new look midfield, but look, Ortman, Hickey, Bellini is still a very good midfield three.
And Bellini and Ortman have still had plenty of game time this year, not necessarily in that position, but it's also probably their preferred position.
Well, they're 2 very, very talented young players, and I've always been impressed when I see them trot out, because I think they were both part of that under 21's winning side, if I'm not mistaken. Perhaps not Bellini, but
no, you're mistaken on that one, bud. They were in the Lacquer Cup final, part of that winning side. They played in the Lacquer Seljuk Cup final and won it.
Even I'll guarantee that one.
I thought the Biz trotted out for both.
No, you can't, mate.
You can't.
The more you know.
Categorically state that was not the case. But, no real chances in the opening few moments of this one, but it's a good production line the Warriors do have with the young talent coming through the ranks there. Throw in should fall for Jaden Hay, nods it in there towards Hughes. Luke Bellini took it away. Yaya up against Sklanage, that'll be a battle to watch. Hughes Luke chips it forward, there was Stevens. Vandermeer and Hickey couldn't quite keep that one in there.
He's really getting nice and tight to Sklanage out there too today, Lewis, and that's going to be absolutely necessary for somebody who's been the second most lethal marksman in this league this year.
And probably that's the case as we see Unruled with the fluoro boots, apply it to the back post. Cut inside, nearly gets the shot off. Falls to the postman who tries to deliver one to Sklanage going up against Unruled. That's going to be a huge battle again today. See Jaden Hay pick the pull up. Grunwald turning past Sklanage, eventually has to go back to his keeper. Keeper wisely wearing the long pants tonight is Marcelo Mercuri. Do not blame him at all for that one.
I'd be having the Kathmandu's out, mate.
Yeah, Tassie Chucks everywhere here tonight as we see runner on the ball. Eventually falls to the Biz who plays it out to Wadawu. Nice sliding challenge from the Zebras. Now eventually, just gets out. Surely a foul from Sir Vivian. Calls in the crowd for some cheese, but I don't think that's going to be heated. touch, well committed there, Imran Lewis, and goes whack right in.
I certainly think that
To Bellini.
you will be seeing a slice of cheese if that occurs any later in a game than it has.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about that one at all, as we see.
Shea Hickey step over the ball, but he opts to just play it out wide, and the ball is lumped in here. We've got a battle at the far post, headed clear by Hay, and the shot is taken first time by the business, but headed away again by the Zebras, who look to get on the counter quickly here as Hooksloot plays a ball in over the top, but it looks like Stevens and Cole can comfortably get out there and cover that, and Cole has just drawn a foul quite nicely, probably opting to shepherd that ball out when it had a bit too far to go, but has just drawn the foul quite well there, so he gets away with that one with what is probably risky manoeuvring for a keeper early in a game.
He certainly doesn't mind playing the sweeper keeper, does Cole. See Stevens on the ball. Forward to Bellini, who just gets muscled out of it from Griffin, who's now got Vandermeer to try and out-muscle. Vandermeer, the captain, holds his ground well. Eventually tries to go through Jaden Hay. Holds up well. And then Lehman wins the throw-in off Griffin.
He could go through anything, Vandermeer. He is a brick house.
He is. And he's the kind of player you want on your team, especially the kind that will just do anything for the shirt, as Imran just leaves it slightly the foot in there, but may not have
a little bit of a handshake there from the boys, I think we'll call that one.
Yeah, former handshake, as we say, Vandermeer.
Lehman and Hay.
Launch that one forward to Sklanage, who's all over him. Now Backhouse. Plays it wide to Jack Yates. Can't quite get any further forward than that. Oh, tidied up from Callan. Now searching long ball, trying to find Lehman, but falls right to the lap of Jaden Hay.
He's having a very good game so far, Jaden Hay. Don't you love that? Don't you love it?
I was about to say, he's had about 100 touches of the ball as well so far, Hay.
And that's probably the first one that he's just misplaced.
Yeah.
So the Warriors look to get it going again, and Luke Hoogsloot apparently had an enemy in the crowd just then that he looked to line up. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't manage to clean him up. But they're competing hard, these two teams, nice and early. They're not shying away from any challenges in the cold weather.
No, certainly not having an impact on that match, on this match at all, as we see Vandermeer looking at the throw-in again. Surprised he's actually not moved to centre back given Hill's absence tonight, but kept in the middle there and just fires it into Hay. Nice
what a beautiful ball to Sklanage.
And
Looks to chip it over the top, but Cole was smartly off his line to deny right there. But that was just a lovely little ball played into Sklanage, who didn't quite get the first touch that he needed, and he had players like Mark the Business Ortman lurking at the centre of the goal for a tap-in, but couldn't quite find him. Good play there, Olympia.
Yeah, good coming out there from Marcelo Mercuri to get the ball. That's surely a push in the back. So Olympia taken quickly. It's Sklanage not quite ready for it, and one who was ready for it was Jacob Cole, standing a good 15 yards outside of his box, just waiting for that. Stevens picks it up now. He's got two options. Tries to thread it through to Lehman. No luck there, and now Hay tries to do the same. It was a promising.
Was that for Gates, was it?
Pace, showing plenty of that too, the young lad, storming through there, and he was very lively against Clarence last weekend. And Jaden Hay, prominent in the early going here, despite a real lack of goal-scoring looks, as he has a direct approach. This one will go out the back for Cole to collect. A real change in styles from Zebra since Fotak took over. The antithesis of Saville in many ways. It hasn't necessarily brought the results with it so far, as it's Stevens looking to punch it through the middle, laid back for the Biz. And the People's Champion is there. He works it across for Little. This is building nicely for the Warriors. Little down the line for the postman. He's out after this in a great foot race with Warriner, who does well in the end. Does Warriner?
Well, there has been a lot of
thought
changes.
There was a little bit of a tug there from Warriner on Wadawu, and he certainly thought so too.
Yeah, I also thought that, but I guess with Zebras, while they do have a lot of changes, their defensive unit is pretty much still intact, their back five, so there'll be good cohesiveness there To me, the thing with Zebras tonight is how will they go in the attacking half with so many new faces. You see Mercury bomb it long in the Hughes Loop direction, who flicks it on to the Colonel, looking for pace, but not quite there. And it will eventually fall out again for a Zebra's throw. Warrener on the far side of the ground. Still that one hardy soul out there on ball collection duty out by the creek. 10 out of 10 to that person, because I certainly wouldn't be out there.
A stoic hero.
Yes.
As we see a beautiful black heel from Sklenage there, looking in for Bellini, but he can't quite pick it up. It'll be Grunwald to get it going again. Oh, cunning little play there from Sklenage to just duck in front of what would have been a quickly taken free kick. By the letter of the law, that is a yellow card, but he has gotten away with it there. Well done, Jakob Sklenage.
Yeah, and really looking forward to that battle between the league's top scorer and probably the league's best centre-back in Grunwald. He and Lewis have been outstanding. And as you mentioned, Funty, the defence has stayed intact and they've got the best defensive record in the league. So it's going to be tough for this, in many ways, makeshift Warriors lineup, missing a number of key players, but still fielding a very good 11, which just shows the depth they have at their disposals. As they look inside here, Little doesn't like what he sees, so he takes off instead, plays it to Bellini with a little touch trying to take it around Lewis, but he was too wily for that, wasn't going to get beaten, and Mercury heaves it out of there to the Colonel, pressured by Little, a long way away from where he wants to be receiving the ball, Sanders. Well, he's close to one of the penalty boxes, I suppose, but...
yeah, they've just read this week, they've just announced delivery for KFC, and he certainly had to travel a fair distance.
What?
Revelation up here in the commentary box.
Well,
You're not keeping the eye on the social media, Jake Morgan.
Game changer.
My BMI is done for.
Look, it's probably an internet rumour, but I'm sticking with it. It's worked well for here at Slice of Cheese before, unsolicited advice off the internet.
This is going to blow out like Brazil versus Germany in the last World Cup.
Yeah, and in terms of blowouts, that's certainly one, as we see Vivian try to jink past and 3 different Olympia players there, no luck, and eventually Jaden Hay will trot over for the throw-in. Got too many short options, but then again, he doesn't have much of a short throw-in, and that is probably a short option. Manages to find back out, finds pace.
Oh, well done, Stevens, there with a crushing interception and a beautiful touch there from Sklenage, who looks to release Lehman, but once again, Jaden Hay is jolly on the spot. Yeah, he's been having a really good game. He's had Lehman in his back pocket for most of this game.
He certainly has, but the pace of Lehman there just gives an insight as to what he can do as Van der May and the People's Champion exchange passes. Now sprayed out too little. Got Callan at the back. We've seen all Olympia teams do like to play out from the back. We've seen that earlier today, and we'll see it again. Now Hickey pressured by Hugh Sloot, just causing a bit of a misplaced pass, but Stevens will pick that up. And Bellini, who sells Hickey short a bit. Now to Van der May. Sliding challenge from Lewis, and then Van der May's caught way in the face, but we'll go back to Lehman, who's trying to step overs, trying to get a yard of space off Hay, but it just goes near post to Grunwald. There's a face injury on this right-hand side here. Usually that's a stoppage, but Van der May, the hard nut, is going to keep going.
His face is beat red.
That would have stung.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You can visibly see the change in colour in Van der May's face from up here in the grandstand, and he just keeps going.
Yeah,
he's going to end up like Terry Butcher by the end of the match, I think.
Fair effort from him, but also just rewinding that ball from the Biz Ortman to release Lehman, that deserves some recognition. That was delightful stuff.
Something special, well, and the techers that he showed once he'd received it too was pretty delightful, but Jaden Hay was pretty equal to it as well.
Yeah, back in coverage again, wasn't he? As the postman gets on the end of this one and has to go back. It's been a very even start. The real arm wrestle through 80 minutes. Still no shots as Hickey sends one forward, headed away. Wadawu sliding in with the long legs of Hughes, Sloot to win it away. Came from the clouds to win that.
It was like a giraffe crashing then in a beautiful manner.
An elegant giraffe.
Very elegant giraffe.
In the middle we go for Hickey. Moves it through. Bellini Glenage. Wide, still they go. Tommy Little looking to bowl on. Here's the direct option. That's just going to sit up in the breeze, and Hay will thump it away. Back heel from Hughesloop to the Biz. Back again to Vandermeer. Vandermeer pressured here by the Colonel, who came surging back in defence. They've kept it in though, and now Lehman has it. Back to Vandermeer again. Centering ball for the Biz. Overlapping is Little.
Geez, Peter Saville's left his mark on this team, hasn't he, boys?
Little, another sliding challenge, this time from Warriner. Spread wide again from Altman, showing a lovely range of passing early in this one. Here's Lehman up against Hay. Continuing to battle, and he just gets clipped there by the Colonel. And a free kick in a pretty good spot, this.
Yeah, I was just looking at the Colonel having to drop back all the way to his 18-yard box. He wouldn't be too happy about that. Certainly some of Savillology is still in play here at Zebras, even under new Coach Fotak, but we'll see what Olympia can do from this free kick. Splanage telling everyone to go away, so I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to have a shot from this one, despite the angle.
Yeah, the angle will be against the Czech striker. We'll see what he can conjure up here. Sklanage, he might fancy himself. There hasn't actually been a shot in this game.
I think he does fancy himself.
There has been now, and he's caught the kick off his line. Jacob Sklanage, 1-0 Warriors. Audacious took the keeper by surprise, and the Warriors lead.
And you could just see it in his eyes there, because there was absolutely nothing that he was looking at other than the goal right there, and he's gone for the keeper's corner and just utterly caught Mercury out right there. Nothing you can do about class like that.
He's taken a couple of steps off his line, Mercury, and Sklanage just noticed it and said, I'm having that top corner. Perfectly placed from Sklanage. And that's why he's one of the top marksmen in the competition.
And you're going to need to take your opportunities in situations like that tonight, because it is utterly freezing and there has been a real shortage of chances.
First shot, first goal, and real shades of Ronaldinho on David Seaman at that World Cup all those years back. Just a fraction off his line, and that's all it took.
Yeah, you've gone before my time there. Sorry, Cooling.
No, fair call. I'll back you up there, Cooling. Put Ronaldinho on the map, allegedly.
Well, he got sent off 5 minutes after that, I think, so we'll see if Sklanage can stay on the pitch.
Good service here.
See the throw in taken deep in the corner. That's
just
fairly sure that's a foul yet, but not
bit of
quite in the box.
Drag down there on Colonel Sanders. I think it
getting
might have been
in
the
box.
business Ortman with that one, but yeah, he certainly was getting into a dangerous spot, so probably not the worst thing to do in those circumstances, but they certainly carry a threat at set pieces, don't they, the Zebra? They'll just be missing downs here.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, Jaden Hayes has taken a lot of free kicks in his time and is very adept at the dead ball situation. And when you got the tall timber that the Zebras have in there with Hughesloop, Sanders, Grunwald, we'll see if they can immediately reply, or maybe he could go the chip. You never know.
He'll be looking for the big head of Lukey Hughesloop here.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if this was anything other than a chip to the big O. Put it on his noggin. It's been a pretty good method for him this year.
Looking to work to the far post here, Hoog. He's getting moving.
Yeah, and they go low near post instead. Repelled by the postman, I think, in the end. And the variation, not sure I necessarily like it when you've got such an aerial advantage. Although Olympia, well equipped with 3 centre-backs in that back 4, it has to be said. But I think when you've got Gronwald and Hughesloop, use them.
Yeah, I mean, you can try and be cute and have the variation, but when you've got that heading prowess, as we'll see, not get on show again as the postman use that one again. And hoofed back in, and I think we'll finally see Grunwald, who's actually still up there from the corner. Clear that. Hickey, Lewis fresh airs that clearance, but does a nice turn to get around the Biz, and then the Biz is completely taken out.
Gee,
from Lewis.
He's really lucky to not be on a yellow so far, because I've seen 2 offences from him that are very close to it. As we see another beautiful ball up here from Lehman.
Jack
Picks out the Olympia player who curls it in, and he had the postman waiting, but it's cleared away by that sturdy Zebras defence once again.
Yeah, Jack Callan, the centre-back, getting in nosebleed territory up there. And I mean, we've had 1 shot on goal so far, Jake Morgan. I think I've counted 5 in Ryan Lewis fouls. So that ratio's a bit out at the moment.
He's certainly racking him up. He doesn't mind it.
He does not, as Hughes got a bit of a falcon from Stevens there. No intention to it, but might sting in this cold night nonetheless, as Stevens now picks the ball up, looking to play inside to Clenage, who's dropped deep, eventually finds its way through to Lehman, who's going to use his pace to try and get round Jaden Hay. Certainly best on ground so far, but has that one stolen off him. And Amanda May goes for a barnstorming run. Nice challenge, just flying in the centre of the park here.
Is that Griffin who just got crunched?
No, Griffin's standing up in the middle of the park at the moment. I think it might have been Gates that got crunched.
Oh, the two of them, they look alike.
Yeah, especially from up here, as we
Could
see
be
Olympia
brothers.
eventually on the ball. But when he gets time to shoot, deflection. McCurry will pick that one up.
Backhouse as well. A few of these Zebras lads with the blonde hair and a bit of size. It's very similar looking there.
Yeah. Tallish, blonde hair, no real fluoro boots.
I think those are distinguishable boots, really. I mean, we saw some fine displays of that in the earlier game here.
He
And
certainly did.
Well, look at the wheels we've got here on Lehman. He's gone the fluoro pink and the fluoro yellow. That is rude.
That is very rude.
flashy, as is Nick Gronwald. But
And you
he's
see
full of
Jaden
flash.
Hay, who's been giving him a bath, just the plain black, no mucking about.
Yeah, not having it, Morgs.
No, that's great stuff from Jaden Hay.
Oh, look, he's
Plain back
doing what
shows
he wants.
he's a focused and a sturdy customer. And you got flashy boots like that down here trying to take him on, getting put in your grave every time, Lehman.
Well, I feel like the flashy boots sit all right on that opening goal of the game as Hughes tracks this one wide with Dahl with the postman surging back in defence. Really well done there by the Warriors winger, tracking back. And a tough man to get round is the 20-metre circumference of Hughes and those legs, but eventually it works its way back to Gronwald, to Warriner. Pace. He'll be pressured here at Gronwald and retreats back to Marcelo Mercuri.
I'll tell you what we need out here, boys. We need those frontline supporters that lit the fire last week. We need them back here, to be honest, just to gather some warmth up here.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's that many people I work with who'd agree with you, but some warmth would be nice. A couple of heaters up on the stand or something.
Fire pit.
We go up to Launceston, they got the fire pits up there.
Well, I was going to say,
Buckby Park.
Dark Mofo's not on anymore. They had about 100 fire pits out there. Surely there's some of them lying around we can use up here.
Yeah, if you're listening, Walshy, send them our way, thanks, son.
Thanks, Bolshy.
Thanks, mate.
As the Warriors.
Champion of the northern suburbs.
Yeah. Well,
Single-handedly putting Berridale on the map.
he's got the People's Champion in the midfield here tonight, so really, if he is a man of the people, David Walsh.
I don't think he is.
We've gone utterly off track here. Back to the action. Iskwatawu dispossessed in the midfield. Chipping forward, searching ball, and still the Zebras unable to conjure anything after 26 minutes. There's been one shot. I suppose it was the deflected effort, but one shot, one goal.
I'm claiming one shot.
It's been really devoid of goal-scoring chances. Only half hour.
Very much like that game on Anzac Day in parts as well. There was a lull in the middle of that for a while, so it's just be what happens when these two teams play each other. But Olympia now looking to get forward. Vandermeer a surging run, but cut out, and Griffin on the ball. Not too many options. See of Olympia shirts. Eventually finds Backhouse, plays it into Sanders, who gets the return ball for Olympia defenders. And that's a crushing challenge from both Hickey and Griffin.
I'll tell you what, he is the people's champion right there, Shea Hickey, because he was the hammer and the other bloke was the sickle.
Yes, very reminiscent there in that challenge. Wide ball here, and the Warriors, they might be on here, but storming back was Jack Gates. Just did well to put him off. Did he infringe? He did. Just dragged him down.
Well, it was a bit of a don't argue there while he got the ball.
He's got that two-handed ball grip where you shake it a bit at the referee and you go, why was that decision made?
Just got away with it, Tommy Little. Some dispute over where he's going to get to take this one from, but a chance perhaps to swing something in. Clenage offered short, and then when he wasn't on it, said, all right, just wait till I can get back in the penalty box. They eventually take it short. Hickey, with a heavy touch, he'll track it back. Gives it to Stevens. Pressured by the Colonel. Back to Hickey. Just patient with the build-up game here, the Warriors, and perhaps just enjoying having a slightly wider pitch this week to move the ball around, unlike last week where just kept running into that yellow wall. They've turned it over here though, and the Colonel picks it up, threads it to Jaden Hay. He's been superb so far. Lehman tracking back on him. Hay keeps on keeping on, and then across comes Vandermeer to sweep it behind for the game's first corner.
Yeah, good run there from Jaden Hay, just putting Lehman on the back foot. Usually more adept at running down the wing himself, so if you continue to put Lehman on the back foot throughout this match, that will certainly be to the advantage of Zebras as we see the Colonel coming across to take this corner. Bit of a breeze at the moment. I think it's going towards that Zebras end at the moment.
Us.
Yeah, certainly is as we see the Colonel whipping that one in. Back post.
Grunwald,
For the header for
hooks,
Grunwald Hughie, but eventually out for another corner. A few complaints going on in there about whose ball it is, as we just see Grunwald just peeling off the back.
Those two.
And then right into Vandermeer.
Well, Cromwell wanted a penalty for handball, but I think that was a bit close to the body there. It would be a very harsh decision.
Yeah, I think so.
That's usually what they're complaining about in these types of situations, the call on whether or not we've been handballed.
As Jaden Hay prepares to swing it in. He sets it to the back post. They've got numbers and strength. But the foul had been spotted. So kill that one. Relieve the pressure, and in fact, just having a bit too much to say, I think he's the Chicago kid, and he's into the book. A slice of cheese.
Another cheese there for the Gronald, his apparent nickname, according to the match program.
Yeah, you got some trivia there on him, Funty. What do you got for us in the program?
Well, look, there's good and bad.
Gronald.
Yeah, favourite club, Manchester United, good man. Favourite band, Ed Sheeran.
Well, that's not a band, and it's a poor answer, so come on, Nick.
Turn it up.
That's 2 strikes, buddy.
Well, I'm only giving you one. Well,
Yeah, nah, he's off.
but
Jaden Hay may have just sold a bit of trouble to McCurry there, but not quite this time. He was just enough alert to it to get over to it.
I'm just reliably informed as well that yellow for Grunwald will mean he misses the next match for Zebras. 5th yellow card.
He's earned himself a holiday. It'll be a good chance to see our beautiful state.
I'm not sure that was Tommy Fotak's response to it.
Well, if he needs any travel advice, he knows where to go.
That's right. Cradle Mountain, lovely this time of year.
Yeah, it's just where you want to be. As they turned it over at the back here, the Bees will scramble back, but they've picked it up, the Zebs, driving into the middle, in a pocket of space, building promisingly, but they've just coughed it up. And Vandermeer able to clear. Yo-Yo gets in ahead there of Sklenage. Hughes Luke works it across to Pace, retreats back to Gronwald, spreads it wide. Now Wadawu with a chance to counter for the Warriors. Can he get his head up and run at Griffin? He does. Drops the shoulder and he's off to the races. Held up though. Good defensive structures here from Zebras. And again, the Warriors happy to be patient. And the Biz doing plenty of work in midfield today. Back to Stevens.
He's been all business in the middle of the park so far. He's trying to get on the ball as much as possible. He's trying to stretch it out to Bellini, but Grunwald picks it up. Good run in the centre there. Sanders ahead, but just overhit, and Vandermeer can elect to keep that one in, which he does.
How much would a centre-back hate being ignored on a lung-busting run like that there from Grunwald? He got into a good wide position on the left, and Griffin just said, no, thank you, I will opt out for the other side, where not a lot happened.
Exactly,
just
and
greasily slipped away from Colonel Sanders there.
Nice bit of skill from Sklenage as well. Look away pass, back heel flick from Bellini. Eventually gets it back.
Well done from Gates there.
Yeah, but managed to win the free kick. So I thought Gates had done pretty well there.
You can just see Lukey Hoogsloot walking back to defend there, heavily shaking his head. He really doesn't think that there was a foul there.
And
just seeing the pedantry that we like to see in the game.
He's moved the ball. He's actually given the foul down here.
Pedantry.
Yeah.
The People's Champion with a chance to step up. He rolled it short, and the Colonel was hot in his tail there. It wasn't particularly well advised. He goes back now to Stevens, and really working hard up top is the Colonel at the moment. He's the Biz. He's surrounded by zebras, so retreats back to Hickey. He'll send it wide for Little. Bellini inside. Instead goes down low with a beautiful ball for Warren Wadawu. The postman delivering and cleared away by Backhouse. Sanders looks to shield it, but Vandermeer came in the other side, wanted it away. He ran into a brick wall that is Luke Huxley now. It's Backhouse who's almost played in space, but Stevens again sweeping across in defence.
Just a little problem that you pick up in the NPL TAS is just my real desire, as the great man Pep Guardiola loves to see, is seeing those wide men really getting down onto these touch lines. As you can see out this side, just not looking tight enough there, Warren Wadawu, who could potentially be getting onto those ones if he's sticking a bit closer to the touch line.
It's good to hear there, Craig Foster. Good to see you've joined us in the Slice of Cheese commentary box.
Don't have hair nearly that good.
That is true.
Or punditry nearly that lacking, Paul.
Or look that good at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, that's true.
You did once get in a stoush with Ange Postecoglou though, so you've got that going for you. It was Shea Hickey with a chance to swing
But he's
in
a creative
kick.
commentator, Fozzie. I mean, when I saw James Milner lining up the other day for Liverpool, I was pretty excited.
Well, pity James McCarthy's injured, because I'd like to be calling him tonight, but absent from the Warriors lineup. Oh, a chance. Perhaps for
Who's
Hickey.
this? Yake Vandermeer?
It's going to be the People's Champion who swings it in. Away well by Huxley. Won the battle with Vandermeer. Sanders, clever little pass. Oh, just a heavy first touch. Went straight down the throat of Callan. They were on there, Zebras on the break.
They were on. That heavy touch is just sold. Zebra's very short. Sanders, about 5 minutes ago, was remonstrating with his teammates to get some more pressure and then look for that counter. Well, that nearly happened there, so we'll see what they can do. From Jaden Hay, 35 minutes gone in this first half. Seems to have flown by. I'm not sure if that's all the nonsense we've talked. But as we see Sklanage get the ball under pressure from two players. Pace does well in tracking back. Now Little gets it to Hickey, who's got a good option in with Darwell out wide and puts it on an absolute plate for him. Darwell with a heavy touch, not sure if he can keep it in, goes for the nutmeg, but covering defence.
From Warrener.
Yeah, from Warrener will lead that out for a goal kick. See what McCurry can do from this one.
Tell you what, boys, I think if we were to have a look at a heat map out there, there wouldn't be anything. But if we were to have a look at a heat map per se, I think you'd see a lot of the balls in the wide areas for Olympia, but actually being really defended quite well from players like Warrener and Jaden Hay. They've actually been quite good at the back despite being 1-0
Yeah, look, they've shaded possession, the Warriors. They've had control of the contest, but they've not created a chance. They've scored from a free kick. It was nicely done back from Stevens there, playing with
Highlight of
fire.
the match, that'll be in the reel, boys.
But that will be in the highlight reel because there's been bugger all happening apart from that, boys. We've had one shot.
We've had one shot, 1 goal.
Yeah, look, I should have watched the other game, boys.
Don't you even think about that as we see Pace sum up that game there by passing it to absolutely nobody in particular. I'm feeling a bit sorry for our English friends who've turned up at this game, and not saying the best exhibition of Tasmanian football of the season, but the Olympia Warriors 1-0 in front so far. Now Callan on the ball, plays a long ball, which is certainly not in Kenny Weston's program, and that's a great crunching challenge there from Shea Hickey, but only as far as Grunwald, who plays it to Griffin. Tries to turn, eventually gets it back into Sir Vivian, who's toying a bit there with Bellini and eventually gets into a sandwich with Lehman. Ends up to it now, out to Warrener. Zebra's going for the patient build-up this time. 1v1 on the far side, and good defence shown from Olympia. And there's a counter-attack option on, but well, it's a foul by Griffin. Yeah, it's a bit of a shirt pull there. We'll see if any pedantry will be invoked here by the referee as to where this free kick will be taken from. It's actually just taken short, so none of that. And Dawu tries to find the ball, and that one sails out for a throw-in. Throw-in taken short into the biz. And to Stevens. Now back to Hickey. To Little, who's played a nice through ball, and Grunwald's really just going to let that one run, and does.
In complete control of most situations tonight, Grunwald.
Yeah, certainly hasn't had too much to do. We nice bit of match program trivia. Once trained with Brian McBride, who I know is a great
Everton legend.
Yeah, legend.
Probably
More of a Fulham
No
legend.
wonder I've never heard of him.
best known for his work at Fulham, I'd have thought Brian McBride.
And just being generally useless for the US national team. I'm assuming. Can't say I know too much about Brian McBride, to be
I
honest.
think you were very harsh on Brian McBride there, Fancy. You might look a little bit more into the career of Brian McBride, as this one's worked wide to Backhouse. Some half-time homework for you. Will we have a chance here, perhaps? Backhouse, can he craft something? He goes back to Jaden Hay instead. Callum Griffin, he's forced to go all the way back to Yaya. And Sir Vivian Yaya Lewis chipped it forward, and now Sklanage has got goal side of him, just holds and shields. And nearly had his jersey ripped off, and that'll be a slice of cheese for a bit of persistent fouling on the floor, that one.
Don't the Olympia fans love that one? They've been calling for that for about 20 minutes.
Yes, just trying to grab a souvenir. I mean, who wouldn't want the Jacob Sklanner shirt? It'll be worth a lot someday, the way he's been bagging them in. And yeah, just thought he'd try and rip that one off himself there, I think.
Yep.
But, it's been coming.
He has certainly earned that slice of cheese here tonight. Quite a few of those Olympia fans really enjoyed that one. Quite a spray given out by a few of them.
And both centre-backs now on slices for the Zebras. That could prove decisive later in the game. That's a poor free kick. Jaden Hay read it like a book, and now he's off. Going to set the counter-attack away. Pace didn't really have much of an option, but the option he chose was a poor one, putting it behind Gates.
Yeah, quite disappointing there, really.
And they've really struggled to create much. The Zebras have had a few chances on the counter-attack where it's looked like it's going to open up, and they've just kind of butchered the ball. Speaking of, straight to Backhouse, and maybe they'll get a chance here. He spreads it, and yeah, well, again a turnover. Not too much to say about that. The quality dropping off is now the postman will try and track this down. He was set a real task, and Warren sliding out after that one. And has got a touch on it, has he? So it'll be a corner kick for the Warriors.
While we just wait for this corner, apologies out there to Brian McBride. Nice US Hall of Fame career.
Thank you.
4 goals in 8 games for Everton, and a goal against Martinique, which, you know, I love obscure nations, so that's my personal favourite goal he's ever scored. As we see the corner taken, Mercury should just claim that with ease, and does. We'll see if a counter-attack's on, but it's just Sanders up top, so he waits. That's a thumping kick going above the grandstand here, but Sanders takes it down well. Unfortunately, 5 Olympia players back, and now Sanders kicks the ball away and calls for a card from the vocal Olympia fans here in the stand, but nothing given. Very lenient with the cards tonight is the referee.
Well, we might need to start getting some red tickets showing so we can get a few players off the field. Maybe chances will open up if they're playing 7v7. I know basketball are reducing numbers for the Olympics. Maybe we're going to need to introduce that into the NPL. Just,
what about NPL X?
NPL X.
Oh, just make it over 35s, 5-a-side. Why not?
Well, Shay Hickey can certainly stay out there. There's a chance now.
And the people would watch him.
Oh, absolutely.
It'd be petitioned for.
Well, I'm sure Doggett would organise that one as well, as this one is a raking crossfield ball. It sets Vandermeer a fair old task. He was up to it, tracked it down, played it to Hickey. Mr. Wells on the ball.
Magical.
And gives it back to the Biz. Charging forward is Callan, sends it the direction of Wadawu, and Warren just got his bearings right at the last second and whisked it away.
Well, he did more than whisk one away. He sent that one into the creek. So first one there for the night, and yeah, not getting that one.
Throw in.
Yeah, what is it, Paul?
Taken.
Named after a very good wine valley.
Retreats.
Tempest?
One of the 17s. Backhouse rolled by Vandermeer, who just punted it down the middle, really, straight to Mercury. As we tick towards half-time, and still we've had one shot in the match. But we have a goal,
Oh, you've had a couple of shots at me, mate. You had a shot at me earlier when I said that Bellini was in the under-21s team, that's for sure.
I certainly had a shot at Funty. He's dismissing the great work of Brian McBride. Can't be having that. Here is his number one fan, Nick Gronwald, who sends it over the top for Sanders, but it just alluded to the
Well, actually, you did fire a shot at him earlier. To be fair to him, the question was favourite band or musician.
Oh, well, Funty didn't read that, so I do apologise for that one, Nick. It's only one strike. Still can't give you the answer.
Yeah.
It's pace on the ball there. He was sandwiched between Vandermeer and Hickey. Back house, Griffin chips it forward for the Colonel. Couldn't pick out Gates. And again, the keeper collects.
Sanders quality in full effect there with that nice slide through ball. So we see Grunwald clearing header, got the Colonel on it. And does that exact same through ball again. Beautiful ball.
Brilliant finish. Gates, but how is that from the Colonel? Silky stuff from Sanders, and that is 1-1. We've had 2 chances for 2 goals, but that is pure quality from, from Sanders, who got the assist. Gates is the one with the goal in the end.
Here we are.
Look at the silky turn. He has a look, senses the run, bang. Beats Little, and Gates, clinical.
First one was just a warm-up, just to let Gates know, I've got this in my repertoire. 1 minute later, bang.
That was a really professional finish, you have to say, actually, from Gates there. Just to slide it in under the keeper, a really good shot.
It's a 1-goal all here at KGV, so a nice goal before half-time. Olympia Warriors emulating our Socceroos and conceding in the 45th minute. It's a trait of the national team, so see Thomas Little now on the ball. Surely not too much stoppage time in this match. Brings it back to Hickey, who is it to Vandermeer. Lehman out wide, but goes back to Stevens. Nice through ball, tries to get over the top of Jaden Hay, but he can just get there. Sklanage puts his foot on it, the striker shoots, and off the back of Vivian Imran Lewis, like a solid bouncer from an Australian pacement, as Jaden Hay gets that one cleared. Vandermeer, Sklanage. Sanders, and Vandermeer just runs into a brick wall. Does Sanders. Now, eventually, Backhouse gets it. Vandermeer just leaves a foot in, and referee eventually calls it as we kick into the 47th minute mark of this game.
So both teams have had one look. Both teams have had 1 goal. That's been a moment of class at either end of the pitch that has this one at 1-1. Lovely finish from Gates, crafted by Sanders, and at the other end, an audacious effort by Jacob Sklanage. As Gronwald hits the deck, he takes the kick, and that will be all she wrote for the first half here at KG5. And a right little smile there from the Chicago kid as he strides off 1-1 the score. That really has been a half devoid of attacking action, devoid of chances. There has been 1 shot from each team, and boy have they made it count.
Almost think that their keepers were getting cold back there, boys.
Oh,
just struggling to move around a little bit.
Is there a FIFA legislation so you can't play in a puffer jacket? Because I'd be doing it if I was a keeper tonight.
It probably is. I don't know about under Photag. I reckon if anyone tried that under Saville, they'd never play for the club again. It might have been relaxed a little bit, but look, hypothermia has probably been a bigger threat to either of the keepers than any shots for the most part. There hasn't been too much to do.
I think we can just leave it at that, mate.
And we will, and we'll leave you with the highlights, I guess, of the first half. I suppose there is 2 of them now, but that's all she wrote for the first 45. We will be back for the second half, and hopefully it livens up a bit. Not a whole lot happening, but 1-1 the score at half time.
Sorry, Brian, that's right. Sliding challenge. Zebras eventually, just gets out, surely a foul.
Out wide, and the ball is lumped in here. We've a battle at the far post, headed clear by Hay, and the shot is taken first time by the big, and comfortably get out there and recover that, and Cole has just
Kept in the middle there and just follows it into Hay.
oh, what a beautiful ball to Sklenage. Just to chip it over the top. He's there with a crushing interception and a beautiful touch there from Sklenage, who looks to release Lehman, but once again Jaden Hay is dwelling
Short a bit. Vandermeer. Great challenge. Lewis, and then Vandermeer's got one in the face, but we'll go back to Lehman. Go back to Lehman. Another step over, he's trying to get a yard of space off Hay, but just goes near falls to Grunwald.
No shots as sends one forward, headed away with Darwood sliding in with the long legs of Hughes, was little.
Jeez, Peter Saville's left his mark on this team, hasn't he, boys?
Another sliding challenge this time from Warriner against Hay. Continuing to battle, and he just gets clipped there by the Colonel. And a free kick and a pretty good up here. Sklenage, he might fancy himself. There hasn't actually been a shot in this game.
I think he does fancy himself.
There has been now, and he's caught his mark off his line. Jacob Sklenage, 1-0 Warriors. Audacious took the keeper by surprise in the Warriors lead.
And you could just see it in his eyes there, because there was absolutely nothing that he was looking at other than
Put it on his noggin. It's been a pretty good method for him
looking
this
to work
year.
to the far post here, Hoog. He's getting moving.
Yeah, and they go
Hay
low
goes
near
low.
post instead. Repelled by the postman, I think, in the end. And the variation.
Yeah, especially from up here. As you
Could
see
be
Olympia
brothers.
eventually on the ball, but then he gets time to shoot. Deflection. Fury plays it into Sanders, who gets the return ball for Olympia defenders. That's a
Yes.
challenge from both Hickey and Griffin. Yeah, there's as we see the Colonel whipping that one in. Back post.
Grunwald.
The head of the
Hooks
Grunwald Hughie, but eventually
slipped away from Colonel Sanders there.
nice bit of skill from Sklenage as well. Look away pass, back heel flick from Bellini. Eventually,
Instead goes down low with a beautiful ball for Warren Wadawu. The postman delivering and cleared away by Backhouse. It's going to be the People's Champion who swings it in. Away well by Hughes-Luke, won the battle with Vandermeer. Sanders, clever little pass.
Kenny Weston's program, and that's a great crunching challenge there. Jay Hickey, but as far as Grunwald,
Yaya Lewis chipped it forward, and now Sklenage has got goal side of him, just holds and shields. And nearly had his jersey ripped off, and that'll be a slot.
personal favourite goal he's ever scored. As we see the corner taken, Mercury should just claim that with ease and does. We'll see if a counter-attack thumping kick going above the grandstand here, but Sanders takes it down well. Fortunately, 5 Olympia players back, and now Sanders kicks the ball away, and well, Marietta got the Colonel on it. Does that exact same through ball again. Beautiful ball.
Oh, brilliant finish from Gates, but how is that from the Colonel? Silky stuff from Sanders, and that is 1-1. We've had 2 chances for 2 goals, but that is pure quality for
I'll tell him I'll ring him up. They put half the tiles there in the bathroom. See on screen? See it all? We'll put him properly. I'll go home. Why do we have to take quarter of the No, I have to go cut it. That's the diamond There's no students. You got there watching, you know? You go home with a behind the wall. And then all of a sudden, the wall got the field. Yeah. I think I've been there. What's going on? Come on. Who's Andrea? Nah, lazy. Run, yeah, good run there. Where's the screen? Well, he's kind of behind the toilet there. He's going to get the toilet, no one moves. Jesus Christ, you're going on here. But you know what happens? When the tile's mid, the joint is up like this. Like that. Okay? So when the toilet sits on there, it's going to play on there. Where's this house? I don't want to know. No. You don't want to know? From this side of the river, the other side of the river. Gilson Bay. You want to get the plane down and find the tiles of the front. You know. Level them out.
So welcome back for the second half here at KG5. The Zebras and Warriors locked at 1-1 as we kick off around 13 and a half. Really devoid of action in the goal scoring sense. They're only one shot each, but that's all they needed. Perhaps the most illuminating thing to come from halftime, though, was Nico Giansopoulos just weighing in that Nick Grunwald, apparently a very good singer. So not sure what he gives it a rendition of, but that's probably the most illuminating thing that's come out of the halftime break.
Look at that, like a herd of seagulls scattering.
No push-up challenge due to the lack of the mountain, unlike last week.
Well, the mountain was doing push-ups, and this is very interesting. I think I'd prefer the Zebras' approach of just staying inside for another couple of minutes. But
didn't this happen in the women's game as well?
It's something in the water over at Warrior Park. I think the women were doing the exact same thing. Perhaps the Zebras have gone a similar approach, knowing that their women eventually came out on top when they just strolled out in the cold when they had to, and Julie won that one at 3-1.
Yeah, so. The only interesting fact I found this half is the current weather temperature here. I know we've been whinging about it a bit. It has hit minus temperature here at KGV. It's cold.
I've gone the double Kathmandu socks with business socks underneath, and it's still getting through my bloodies, boys.
Yeah,
it's ludicrous.
I'm rocking the find your feet outdoor socks, and they're still getting through as well. So
and the keepers will be wishing that they're rocking an umbrella as we're underway here, and Grunwald lumps it out the right-hand side, but it's headed away comfortably by Van der May, but only as far as the rangy legs of Hoogslute, who can do nothing but give it away. It's Lehman looks inside to Sklinage, but it's cut out by Lewis. Looks to play it inboard to Pace, who didn't quite have much of it there, but it's spread wide, and Gates is onto it again, and he could be up for number 2, but takes a poor touch, and Cole gathers quite well. That really was an opportunity there for Gates, you have to say, boys.
Yeah, he was in behind there, just a little heavy with the touch, let him down. As Bellini He's dragged down from behind by Griffin, got back up, and then got dealt with rather unceremoniously by Huxley to boot. But play on the call. There's Huxley again. Griffin down. Punches that one at Gates. Another heavy touch. Well, maybe the really cold feet just showing there. Very blunt as it's out the back now to Callum. He sets his keeper a fair old task. I reckon there's going to be a corner.
Yeah.
Just stroked it down, just died a little there, but somewhat overhit there from Callum.
There certainly has been plenty of rain during the half-time break as well, so that'll make the conditions even dewier. Probably, if we were to give Gates the benefit of the doubt, probably the cause of that is Grunwald goes for the extravagant flick, but he ends up back at the keeper, who'll bomb it long to the tall timber. Actually, no one actually bothers to contest it, neither Pace nor Backhouse. So we'll see Olympia get the ball through the postman, kept fairly subdued by Warrener in the first half, but he cuts inside now, clearly beats Warrener, and he's sliced down from behind. We'll see if this is a card or not. And it is a cheese.
Yeah, just brought him down there. Lucky Warrener. Dawu cutting inside, and it presents a dead ball opportunity from the dangerous Glenage. And I reckon Mercury's going to be rooted to his line here after that last effort.
First half, he cuts inside now.
Oh, you never know.
Not be taking a step
Just
out.
watch his eyes carefully here. Watch the eyes of Glenage. Having a chat there, we can see with the People's Champion, but have a look at his eyes, because that is where it's going
How
to go.
on earth are we going to look at his eyes?
Look at his eyes. You can see his eyes through the back of his head, boys. Look where they're looking. He's going for it again.
Oh, couldn't kill it in this time. This is apparently the man with the eyes in the back of his head, Jacob Sklanage, as he killed that one past the post. But that is our first shot off target for the game, gentlemen.
Clearly beats Warren. You see the replay down from Warrener's yellow card. That head back from him indicates that he knew that was a card. Three of the four Zebras defenders on cheeses at the moment, so wouldn't be surprised that plays an impact in the rest of the matches.
Could make a toasted sandwich out of it, boys. And you'd want one.
Oh God, I wouldn't mind one right now. Maybe a bit of, not necessarily any ham in between, but see Odawu trying to chase that one down, but again skims off the turf, and Fury had that one covered.
I reckon we've almost got enough to go with the Chicago specialty in honour of the Grunwald, the deep dish pizza. That's what I'll be wanting the cheese pizza to be used for. Chicago specialty, that one.
I'll go with
outstanding.
I'll go a different American dish.
Can you manage to get yourself mugged there too, mate?
Not in that particular city, but this one will be punched wide. You wouldn't be mugging the big Chicago kid, I'll tell you that much. This one's worked into the middle. Backhouse. There is the People's Champion working into the biz. Oh, well read by Gronwald, got in there. If you're still watching, Nick, I'd love to know what songs he belts out at karaoke. Smashed over the top by Wadawu, Bellini on the end of it, surging into the box. He hasn't got anyone in support, so he just needs to buy a little time here. He cuts it back, and in the end, the keeper collects.
Yeah, I've now got this image of Grunwald belting out a bit of Chicago the musical, and it's a wonderful, wonderful impression I've got there.
No.
As we see, a great bit of skill there from Pace.
Not musicals.
Pace down the wing.
Don't tell me you know what a musical is, Paul.
Look, I do know what the dictionary definition of it is. It's a nice back heel from Stevens. Inside to the biz, gets the ball back. His left-hand side is Vandermeer. Short into Flashy Boots Lehman. Goes it inside to the biz. Little was screaming for it on this near side. He goes to ignore him and plays that one a bit heavy for Vandermeer, but goes out for a throw rather than a goal kick. Can't say I know any songs out of Chicago, unfortunately, off the top of my head.
Well,
don't know what it is.
Might need to get Nick to belt a few out in the post-game for us.
I think the threat here will be Jaden Hay launching his throw directly into the penalty area for the Zebras. He's a huge threat. He can launch it an entire field's length. Rory DeLapp.
He's good, but he's not quite on that. Maybe at Warrior Park, but not
here.
here.
At Warrior Park, he could.
Yeah, probably not here though.
Little ground.
And I think they'd enjoy this pitch a little more. Interesting to see what dimensions get drawn up if they were to draw an A-League team and have to play at Blunston. I reckon a Warrior Park type narrow ground might just suit them for a change, as Bellini's almost played in here. Jaden Hay again, diligent in defence. He's been fantastic tonight for the Zebras. Been amongst the very best out there. That's slightly overhit Bellini. Can't track that down. Well, I thought it was clearly out of play, and eventually it is flagged as such.
It's actually a foul at the end.
Looked about a metre over the line. So
Did.
looks like it was a free kick though, so interesting. Either way, same result essentially.
How would you arrange a ground at Blunston?
I reckon
What way would you have it? You'd have it
on the
in front
hill.
of the ponting stand or the hill end?
on the hill.
Yeah.
Using the hill as the pitch,
Yes.
I think. It'd really throw victory off their game.
It would.
Yeah, good luck coming with a passing
Get
game
the
on
tractors out. Get the tractors out.
Yeah.
Get that wet area as muddy as it ends up after a one-dayer.
that. And it might be a bit like Valley Road last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get close.
You'll get close.
Transport that exact pitch, maybe. I don't know if it'd suit Western's passing games
No.
particularly
I think
well.
that's why. Maybe that's why Sav left the Zebras. There's just absolutely no prospect of destroying this pitch before we play an A-League team on it.
Yeah,
Not on the artificial surface, me lads.
mind you, some have tried that in recent weeks, but I reckon that's a good theory. As we see, I'm assuming that's a blood rule rather than looks like what happens when I try and shave down there for Vandermeer.
I was about to pull out ball and it's like Jake Vandermeer's cut himself shaving and had to go off here for a while. And they're going to try and take advantage of it, the Zebras.
Gates.
They're going to cross in and Pace takes a bad touch. Fortunately for him, Griffin tries to get it back in, but only as far as Stevens, and calmly away there for the Olympia Warriors, waiting for their captain to get back onto the pitch with what a large amount of blood coming out of his neck here.
Yeah, we probably undersold him there. He's a very hard man, is Jake Vandermeer, and it would take a lot for him to go off.
Oh, he's not off because he wants to be. He's off because that's the rule.
Yeah. As we see, Little pick the ball up on this right-hand side. He's got the People's Champion in the middle. Sells him a little short.
That should be a cheese for me.
Well,
Pretty brutal there from Griffin.
Not even a free kick, let alone a cheese.
Wow.
I don't think he got too much of the ball, and it's good pressure from Sanders on Cole.
He's whacked the People's Champion there.
Yeah, that just should be banned anyway.
Well,
Be
exactly.
automatic cheese.
All right, change.org. Petition, please. Dogger Brown.
Yeah.
Mode of execution for a man who harms the People's Champion like that.
Yes. Clog up the court system with that as we see
Yep.
Stevens.
No need.
That's a dangerous ball back. He's got 3 Zebras managed to beat this. Oh, that's
Cool as hell on the pitch.
cool as the weather out here in Glenorchy. That's superb.
That is one for the highlights reel from Cole, and Cole is Australia's future, that is for sure.
That was very clean, Cole, that, I think.
That is the first time I've seen clean Cole.
Yes, there is proof.
Oh,
there is proof.
Take that, Minerals Council of Australia. There is clean Cole.
Yeah, it's finally been proven. I was sceptical, but there you have it.
And what an energy source it is for this Warriors lineup.
Really good to see Malcolm Roberts join us here in the commentary box. As we see Vandermeer getting checked.
Look, if they'd have waved a highlights package of that 5 seconds of play in the Parliament, that would be a far more effective prop.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Anyway, Gronwald over the free kick here, and they'll look to launch them long as they revert to the Savile-style attack of old. And he'll just punch this one right down the hay diddle, and Hughes just sounded a little short. Still somehow got there and flicked on, but it was all Warriors. Then an audacious little back heel to take it off Bellini. He was just thinking he was going to get that one before it was whipped away. Now Wadawu, the postman, looking to drive down the line, but Gates was there to shepherd him out of play. And a little bit more happening in the opening few minutes than we saw in the first half. It seems to have come to life a bit.
I'd certainly agree with that. Both teams come out of the sheds in the second half with a bit more attacking verve, a bit more spirit than we saw in the first half. Especially Huge Fleet with that flick. That's fantastic.
Someone's got a pack of hot hands in the change rooms down there for the Zebras boys, because they've certainly come out with a bit more life here, certainly carrying a bit more of a threat.
Tell you what, I'd be playing with them on, let alone just having them in the change rooms. As we see Griffin trying to play that through ball to Hay. Lehman, good backtracking, but Hay
well
ends
done,
up
Jaden
getting...
Hay, who has just managed to hold on to the ball again, but Jake Vandermeer, what a recovery, and just absolutely shut him down there as Shea Hickey looks to play it back to him. Good work there from the Zebras to keep pressuring this Olympia defence as they try and work it away too. They get it through to Lehman. Lehman pops his head up as Clenage makes a run down the left-hand side, but the ball to him is no good and recovered again by Grunwald.
Kenny Wester must be relatively happy in this half. It's just doing 55 minutes. He hasn't made a sub yet.
Well, it's his uncharacteristic. I think probably because his usual sub options are out there starting for him. As this one's played back to the keeper, Marcelo Mercury. Just wait for something to present, and then he'll chip it down the middle in the direction of Hugh Sloop. Well, that was a bit of a mismatch up against Hickey. He won that one. Griffin to Gronwald. Back to Griffin, who really just made Warren work for it. Put it well out of his reach, unfortunately. As this one's Tommy Littles. He's just holding Gates off. And in the end, it was a little bit sloppy. Just flip that one up in there. That one might have stung with the weather as it is. Anyway, knocked away there. Hughes Luke gets a toe on it. Griffin in there, and eventually it falls to Bellini. Bellini's away. And now Shea Hickey. Hickey with a curling ball, played to perfection for Wadawu. The postman, and eventually it's put out of play by Warren. Gates is still struggling on this near side.
Jeez, you wouldn't want to have to get treatment for that one, would you, boys?
No, he wouldn't. Top of the box. Here's a chance for the Biz. Just past the post from Marky Orton. Far away, rolling forward. He's been very impressive tonight, the youngster. And he nearly put his side back in front there. The chances, we now had as many chances in this second half as we did the entire first 45.
Yeah, we certainly have, and as we still see Gates rising in pain down here in front of us. Zebras have been playing the very attacking hey diddle diddle up the middle style of football, and Gates has just got one in the hey diddle diddle.
Yeah, middle stump taken out there by Tommy Little, and paying further at the moment is Gates. A long ball chipped into the middle, just held up a little in the breeze off the back of Sklanage. Now for Backhouse. Works it to Gates. Can Gates get a bit of revenge here up against Little? He charges in. He's chipped it, and it's denied by Cole. He somehow fashioned a shot on the non-preferred, and Tommy Little's gone down. I just wonder if he did get a bit of revenge there, Gatesy.
I think he did, and yeah, nice body to body. Eventually gets a foot through. I think it's actually Stevens.
Stevens has done it for him.
Stevens has done it for him. Clearly hired his own hitman on the Olympia centre back.
Friendly fire.
Yeah.
So Jaden Hay across to take the corner. He's had a fantastic first hour here, Jaden Hay. I think he's been the best player on the pitch.
Yep. I'd agree.
Been absolutely everywhere. And can he conjure something from the set piece? It's a good delivery. And Hickey just got in there in front of Gronwalds, and it's going to be a goal kick.
Hickey, the big defensive unit right there. Man of the people. Have a look at this for aerial prowess. Yep, gets right up into the rib cage of Grunwald there. You know, just like one of those annoying blokes at school that would give you a little poke in there. Beautiful work.
Little rib tickler.
Yeah, a little rib tickler there from Shea Hickey. Just does enough to knock him off his flight path there. So really well done.
See Cole warming up to take the goal kick. Breeze, there's my mind actually travel a fair way. In fact, he's just hit that one low, but ended up in the centre of the park. Now Hickey.
Brain's just got a little bit heavier out here at KG5 as well.
He certainly has, as Warrener ends up with a ball, but Dalu picks it up. Back to Hickey. There's a runner down this right-hand side, and Hickey finds him. Of course he does. Out to Tommy Little. Looks to go back inside. Pushed off the ball. Calls from Olympia fans, and now Gates. He's got time and space on this side. He's got Sanders inside. He's got Backhouse inside. Goes the ambitious ball to Sanders. Puts his hand up. Apologises for that one. See the Biz. For no space he's had all match, and tries to thread it through four players. Hickey now goes wide. He's got Lehman out this far side. It might just skid on a bit. Lehman keeps it in. And then
it's been his most past two player today, Jaden, hey?
Up you go. I agree with that. Zebra's playing out from the back rather well. Warren picks it up on this left-hand side. He's got Gates for company. House in the middle. He's also got the Colonel, but does it all himself, just Gates. No luck, and Tommy Little.
He's looked a lot better this half, hasn't he, Gates? He's really started to show a lot of energy up this left-hand side and keeping Tommy Little under a lot of pressure too.
Yeah, I certainly agree. agree with that. Knocks us there. Morgan and Gronald picks them all up. And now out at 2 Yaya. Goes for the long ball. Up to Sanders, who wins the head up. Backhouse has got plenty of time. He's got Griffin for company. Head up Griffin. Tries to thread it through 3 players. No luck, and Hickey has the ball now to Wadawu. Glenage comes near, and Wadawu hits it far. And Curie.
He's onside here.
He is onside. So, a roll from Olympia expecting the flag to go up, to no luck, and now Backhouse is in behind Vandermeer. V1, Vandermeer stands up well, and
I tell you what, from the stands, Backhouse and Gates could actually be brothers.
yeah. I don't know if
They've split from the same egg, the two of them, and gone to opposite wings for the Zebras.
Or at least gone to the same barber.
Yeah, true.
glad you think that. I got bad enough eyesight, I thought it was just me.
I've liked young Backhouse. For some young players, he's got some serious size about him.
Yeah.
When you say young, how young are we talking?
Oh, I'll just double check, but I'd say 17.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's
I'm
I'll
washed
check
up.
that up for you, but he's very much on the younger end of the spectrum, I think.
I'm washed up. I don't think I was ever washed, to be honest.
Yeah, I certainly wasn't, as we see the throw-in taken back and recycled through the Zebras' defensive players. Grunwald now going for a surge forward. Can't beat Shea Hickey, goes sliding on Warren up. Eventually, Grunwald splits 3 players. Now Griffin fires it into the referee. Dawu has options. Not really sure if he's expecting Shea Hickey to make that one-busting run down the wing. Nice battle between Grunwald and Stanage. Grunwald has fired that away. He's on a
Really,
card.
he should be off. Yeah, actually, by letter of the law, Grunwald should really be off after that one. He's going to get away with it by protesting that he didn't hear the whistle, but he knows that he lost out on that challenge and he just belted it away there, so he's probably gotten away with this.
And that's a really good camera angle for showing just how windy and rainy it is at the moment.
And just how angry Kenny Weston is down there at that lack of a yellow card, and probably rightfully so. He's very lucky. And just on that Backhouse, 16 years of age.
Still, wow.
So,
Does that mean he's born this millennium?
Yeah.
no. There's a few out there.
It's happened.
There's a few 2002 and 2001s running around in the league this year. This one's going to be swung forward by Hay, searching for Gates. Got some support from Sanders, and the offside flag's been raised.
No, it hasn't. He's just been headbutted in the face there, I think.
No, it has been raised.
The flag was up before that happened, so definitely offside, and it'll be brought back for it.
Sorry,
Here we go.
Look, that
We'll
is
have a look at
foul
this
on
one.
Sanders.
And he's ridden the challenge quite well there, Sanders, you have to say. Tough man with an iron head.
How that hasn't produced any claret, I don't know. Oh, he's made it nothing but chicken.
Shea Hickey.
He's the postman. Works it to Hickey. Dicey pass though. They've turned it over. Sanders with a quick flick and somehow avoided both of his teammates there. Gronwald able to lead Wadawu back here and just tries to take him on. And did it very well in the end there. But the pass eludes Warren up. And suddenly a bit of urgency about the Warriors. Their season on the line here. They need 3 points. They can't fall any further behind Devonport and South Hobart. It will be lights out for them. They need a goal. And it's Zebras who are looking the more likely at the moment. Here's the Colonel. Turns the other way. Jaden Hay bombing on heavy touch. The most inopportune of moments. Just as he was shaping to shoot, it crept away from him.
And there was just a sliver of a couple of chances there, wasn't there, boys?
Vandermeer across to deal with it. But, it's the Zebras looking the more likely side at the moment, having the better of the second half.
Certainly getting the better of these Olympia Warriors in the wide areas once again. And I do think that this is really starting to become quite apparent as a weakness for this Olympia's outfit, is these flanks. Fair enough, we've got a few players having a go in a position which they're not usually accustomed in Tommy Little and Jake Vandermeer. Not natural fullbacks, but maybe an area where the Warriors need to improve.
Yeah, I think it's an area they've targeted. This one's worked in the Hickey direction.
I think that's under wraps.
He plays it to Delaney. He sends it over the head of Warren, who got up and won it and had to. Gronwald now across, and he sprints there to beat the boundary line too. Oh, Gates just got a little bit too fancy there and let Tommy Little in. He looks to thread it through for Sklenage, and a sliding Sir Vivian Yaya Imran Lewis makes the stop.
And it was a really necessary covering challenge there because Gates had absolutely hung his team out to dry there.
Champagne football, I think that from Gates. Stopped it for the back heel. It was a long-range effort from Hughes. He didn't make contact, but I tell you what, Cole was off his line, so I don't mind it for the big hook, even though the execution was pretty awful.
He wouldn't. Yeah, he wouldn't have got that in if there were 20 goals.
Yeah, he attempted a back heel there from Gates, and the slider of ball that's foul from Sklenage there on the replay, but. Back to live play, and Cole will look to take the goal kick. He's going to take it short, now marshalling the troops to get up. As we tick into the 67th minute mark of this match, 1-1. Cole bombs it long right to the tall timber of Hugh Sloot. Uses that big long giraffe neck of his to get there. Might be holidaying with Peter Crouch come summertime.
Nah, this is his pre-season. The real season starts when
he's got a
starts
job.
up in September. He'll be occupied, don't you worry.
He's got a job changing light bulbs, I've heard.
At KG5,
At
in
KG5.
fact. Yeah. No need for a ladder.
No, none of that.
Is he? Yeah. Is he? Yeah.
And he can do it with his forehead too. Is the best thing about it.
No off season for that man.
Well, this is his pre-season as far as I'm concerned. The real stuff begins when he hits the futsal quarters with Darwin, who's still back there. There's this one.
Would you be the Dutchies now?
Yeah, we've had to dial it back. Although, now that the Dazzle's out of the picture, maybe that name might have to come back into vogue.
Exactly.
And particularly well received by Olympia's Youth Cup winning coach and Challenge League Supremo, Dale Richards. But maybe it'll have to make a return. As
shocking
in the actual game that's going on. The actual game that's going on here, Bellini's charging forward, who fed it to Sklenage. Sklenage in a real duel there with Gronwald. That's been fascinating viewing all evening. Gates back to Warrener. Now Warrener down the line, set it out in front of Gates, but there were plenty of numbers back. One of them was Callan. Hickey for Little, and the ball stuck between his feet. Now Dawu gave it back to the People's Champion, back again to the postman, who just goes the direct option this time for Sklenage, who flicked it back really intelligently for the business Ortman, who knew he had Lehman in space, and he sent it out in that direction. Superb stuff from the Biz. Lehman one-on-one with Jaden Hay, and Jaden Hay did really well to slide in, and it will deflect behind for a goal kick.
We just take him over to recognise that ball from the Biz. That was the best pass of the night.
He's had a few of them. He's been outstanding tonight with his delivery, Mark Ortman. But he just knew Lehman was out there. Unfortunately, Lehman then had Jaden Hay to deal with, and there's just been no beating Jaden Hay tonight.
No, absolutely not. If he's consistently coming up, probably the best player on the park. I think Lehman might have had a bit more luck tonight. But beautiful ball from the Biz. Seeing the goal kick taken to the head of Hughie. Eventually flicked on, now back house, who's a rather ambitious ball. Probably to the match manager.
To Mr. in particular.
A bit of service tonight. Oh, picked him out well. Easy touch there. Playing out, it's Callan. Looked it to Van der May. Storming forward now. Warriors skipper. He spreads it wide. He continued his run, Van der May. Can he pick out someone with the cross? Instead, decides to go back to Lehman, who goes all the way back to Hickey. So patient is the build-up from the Warriors. Probing, trying to find an opening. Sklenage drops in short and then drops it back off for the Biz. And the Biz assesses his options. Wide for Van der May. Hickey's overlapping for him. And he goes in that direction. Yaya across, read it. Oh, and a sliding Hickey was in there. And it's out of play and a throw in for the Zebras. 70 minutes gone, still 1-1. Hickey rather late there on Lewis.
Yes, that's not a foul given. But a throw in deep Zebras territory. See if they can get out of this corner with Jaden Hayes. Throw in over the heads Hughes picks that one up calmly. Oh, nearly plays it through to Jack Gates. Still in a 1v1 with Darwoo's going to come back and cover, and eventually the centre mid comes back in and gets that one, does Mark Ortman. Now, laid out wide to Lehman.
That's the good width.
That is, and then Lehman's trying to beat Hay for pace. He's been trying that for the last 70 minutes, and it's still yet to work.
He's been very, very good today, Jaden Hay.
Yeah.
Like a lower league Philip Lahm, I dare say.
Plug him in anyway, can't you?
You actually can, can't you?
Actually can. Yeah, fair call. Guess your Guardiola system, your team is a defensive mid.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that, mate.
He's the Biz.
He'd get a turn in goals.
Work him in there for his distribution, you reckon?
That's right.
There's Ortman, who's another one who's got shouts for being best of field. He's been fantastic
Yeah,
in
he
the
has
middle
been
today.
very good.
Sklanage slowly building. The Warriors got 20 minutes to come up with something here. There's been very few chances in this game. It's been very much one bogged down in the middle. Hickey nods it forward. Wadawu flicks on for Bellini as he got goal side of Gronwald, who made an expert challenge, lunged at it and got the foot to the ball.
And he had to, didn't he? Because he's on a
Wadawu still
cheese.
going. Locked behind off Gronwald for a corner, or is it a goal kick? Goal kick, so just a
I
shame.
thought he got nowhere near that one, to be honest. But again, look at that challenge there from Grunwald. It was absolute beauty, and Postman just getting onto the ball, and he was across to cover very well too, and put on the pressure that led to the shanking.
It's been good to Grunwald, and takes a certain bravery to slide like that when you're on the yellow.
Especially when you should be off.
Yes, well, he certainly could have no complaints had he been sent from the field. But get away with it. He's the Colonel. He set up the equaliser with a lovely turn and through ball. Hickey lunging at that, but he couldn't quite keep it in.
We've had more ridiculous second yellows, that's for sure. I remember Kane Pearce being sent off for swearing at a teammate, I think, and missing the FFA Cup over it a few years ago.
Yeah, that one was...
good memory, Morgan.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah, good memory from a long time ago, that one. That you heard that. There's this one will be a corner perhaps for Jaden Hay. That was a costly one. Hopefully no one from Olympia gets themselves sent off the week of the FFA Cup. They learned their fates on Thursday. A draw, but I think they'd rather...
Almost time for a FFT directive, mate.
A directive?
A directive to Copra and the boys.
Jeez. Jeez. I feel like there's already a fair bit of stick. It was Lewis heads at goal. I feel like there's already conspiracy theories doing the rounds. If something like that actually happened, my God, the internet going to meltdown.
I don't
I will clarify to the audience that there is no such thing as a directive.
Where's the "this is Jake Morgan's opinion only" disclaimer? Tell you what, Tasmanian football's internet's already nearly exploded. I don't know what that would do.
Yeah, let's face it, I'm the Sam. The Sam of Tasmanian football.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. As Lewis to handle, play on. Gronwald smashes it long. There's a good ball too for Gates. He's one-on-one with Tommy Little here, and he gets onto the preferred left, jinks back in, and there's a little pushing match there. That's the free kick too.
Shay Hickey's not happy about it.
I think that it had certainly turned into a bit more of Greco-Roman wrestling there for a second, boys, because they certainly had a hold of both of each other. But yeah, I'm just not entirely sure that the referee's gotten that one correct though, because I think that the hand came in from the Zebras player first of all.
I think they're both pushing, and then he's just shielded. So now Jaden Hay is just going to try and imitate Sklanage. So
look, he's certainly going to try.
This would be a good way to get yourself as man of the match here today. If he was to wrap his foot around this one. Jaden Hay.
Will he be able to catch Cole off his line? I doubt it. He goes across instead to the back post, and it's headed just wide. Colonel was lurking, opting against the shot.
Geez, one of those moments where my depth perception failed me, and I thought for a minute the ball was in the back of the onion bag, but just wide there from the Zebras to take what would have been almost a game-winning lead with the absolute lack of chances that we've had here tonight.
We've had one shot on and two shots off the piece. It's a football. We might have another one here, though. It falls in, smashed over the top. There from Backhouse. Could have made himself a hero, the young man, but just over the top. headed forward by Griffin, and just lovely bit of work there.
Cushioned header, wasn't it?
The Colonel doing some fine work. He's already set one up, nearly set another one there.
He's just bobbing up everywhere at the moment, the Colonel Sanders, like a nice red hot popcorn chicken. The back post, he's there in the centre, he's bobbing up everywhere. See, yell kick, taken for Huxley, landed fair on his neck there. That was really not a very good landing at all, and that's
I'm just glad that he's moving his legs, to be honest, after that challenge.
You look at that on the replay,
yeah,
he's
real
gone up and over.
I have to say,
and that's a fair height
it's almost
he's left from as well.
Oh, that's nasty landing.
Not entirely sure why there's a wait for the Zebras medical staff to get on. Darwoo's not happy about something, but get that medical staff on.
Yeah, you're trying to diffuse things. I think you've got to get the medical staff out there after a fall like that. He's like back to his feet.
I think the argument from the crowd there is that not letting the Zebras physio staff isn't going to diffuse the situation.
It certainly didn't diffuse the situation. The Fixleet's gone back and
could have had a genuine pitch invasion for a second there.
Surely you have to look at him with a fall like that.
Well, Huxley will want to be up here for the free kick, isn't the thing. He's gone straight into the action. He won't care about concussion. As Griffin thumps a volley well over the bar, and they're inflating the stats category now with a few of those shots, but not getting close. But that's a nasty landing. I'm glad Huxley is back to his feet.
Work.
Yeah, very. But again, that one was legitimately closer to my car than the goal. In fact, I think they even hit it. There's still a bit of feeling in this game, as well as between the crowd and the players. But you see the short yell kick taken. Nice closing down from Backhouse, who plays it around.
Well
Callan, and
done,
then
the Bears.
covering challenge from the Bears. Played inside. Griffin just can't quite get it under control.
Big overlap here from Lehman, and he's on, and he's off. Jeez, look at how quickly back Jaden Hay was to cover then, and once again, just knocks the ball away out of play. What a game he's having out there. So Lehman tries to skin him up the inside and wins the free kick for his efforts. So getting one back there on the more experienced customer, the young man Lehman.
Outside of doing,
and they look to get it going quickly to Vandermeer, and he shoots, but only straight at Mercury, and looks like Thomas Bellini's still on the ball, and Sklanage turns, and what a save there from Mercury to keep the Zebras in the game.
Mercurial, that was. He pulled out a top draw save to deny what might just have been the match winner. Had to be big, came up with a massive save. Offside will diffuse that, but Marcelo Mercury, the keeper, bailing out the Zebras there with a top draw stop.
We've got another look at this here. So you can see the ball bobbling around a fair bit, and it will eventually fall to Sklanage here. Oh,
great save. Great save. Just
gets low and gets strong.
Just to keep the feet and the body agile enough to get down there with the big left palm. An average attempt at a challenge. And I'm not surprised that's not blown up, as most players involved seem to have hit the deck. Not sure if it's cramp or something more major, as we see the replay, and yeah, it's best attempt at a challenge by any stretch. You see the physio staff coming on.
So you're going to see a bloke who needs a stretch here for a minute. Gates, he's run himself into the ground up this left-hand side.
He certainly has. There's plenty of conversation going on. Zebras, Jaden Hay having a drink, well deserved after that tracking back earlier. Tell you what, outside of getting a studs up red card, I can't see how he's not BOG for tonight, Jaden Hay.
Oh, yeah. The only people that he could potentially have competition with is if the winner's scored by the business, you'd have to say, because he's done quite a fantastic job in the absence of their usual central midfield pairing.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. As we see Jaden Hay, it's a low ball in that's cleared from Hickey. Now, with a mismatch aerial here, and Griffin using his body well. Sells a little short.
He did sell Warner into a bit of trouble.
Got Lehman on the far side. Warner looking to make amends. Lehman cuts inside. He's got 5 up. Conversation just needs to try and find the pass. Eventually hits the Biz. Hits it with the outside of the foot, but well blocked from Goodwell. Wadawu elects to keep it in. He actually doesn't keep it in, so it's a corner. Probably fortunate there for the Warriors.
Yeah, he's been pretty fortunate there, you have to say, the postman.
Yeah.
Because that was no junk mail house right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably should have just let it. He's right the foot around it. Gets.
Oh no, he's
take
won a
two
corner.
at it.
Sorry.
Yeah, he gets take two at it.
Gets by mistake.
Yeah, he gets a second bite at it.
I mean, it was
The postman.
just out by about that much.
Well, can he deliver here? He's got the People's Champion
He's
offering
got him
short. Oh, was.
I like
you
the short
You
option.
can't be shunning the People's Champion like that. He swings it into the middle. Gronwald beat by Sklenage and cleared off the line. Oh, that was a fantastic stop there.
You know,
It's,
there are some coaches who
Backhouse.
think that you don't need players on the line, and there are some coaches who are fools. I say, because that is exactly why you have a man there.
Backhouse denying Sklenage, who's twice come close to winning this for the Warriors, but can't quite find the back of the net. And we tick towards full time. And Title hopes hanging by a thread here. Killed in near post. Deflected away. Backhouse will get there. He thumps it forward. It's going to come back though. Gates got in ahead of Stevens, but coughed it straight back up. Sklenage turning, but turned into Backhouse, who has been very impressive, the youngster. Just 16 years of age. He's been fantastic in the middle. And certainly through injuries.
Reminding me that he's 16.
Through injuries comes opportunities for these youngsters, and he's one who's absolutely sees it. Here's Tommy Little. And now Warrener. Just does enough to steer away from Wadawa to Hughesley. The bullseye.
He's off his line.
Sklenage is hunting him. Good. Gets it through to Backhouse, who fires one with the left, but skewed it wide of the mark.
Good attack there from the Zebras. I agree with you, Morgan. I thought Hughesley was going to have a shot at goal, and we'll see in the 82nd minute, first sub of the game, which is a surprise. And we'll see it. Olympia player coming on.
And it looks that it is Lehman.
Yeah, it looks like it's Lehman
And
coming off.
he's been pretty well held by Jaden Hay today. So you can certainly understand why the change is coming from Kenny Weston. And I'm not familiar with this new number 9.
Joffrey and Cosso. Look, I've butchered names all night, so
Nkoso.
thank you. I wasn't too far off.
No.
Well, we've got, yeah. We'll see what Jeffrey can do as Grunwald goes for the header but misplaces it. Battle down this side, and Fury will come out to claim.
Kept his side right in the game with that save earlier. He's had a pretty decent one so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a bloke who's been left to freeze out there, really. As we see Lukey Hughesley intervening well there, and he's given the ball to Gates, who's in quite a promising position. Looks across, and it would have been a tap in there for Sanders, but what a challenge there from Stevens to get the ball away. He was exactly where he had to be, wasn't he, boys?
Yeah, look, that is right where he needed to be, Stevens. The Colonel is right there waiting to slot that one in.
Just see
Zebras
the arms of Cole go wide there, probably to give him a hug and say thank you for keeping us in the game there, mate.
I'd agree with that, and even better that it's actually just gone out for a throw rather than a corner, which is a good thing to happen.
Heaved in by Warrener.
Goes near post, eventually flicked on, pace. Couldn't quite get it to sit. Grunwald, apparently a great guitar player as well as a singer I've heard online, but can't quite strum that one into the box, and the counter is on. We'll see Wadawu on this near side. He's got Warrener for company. He's got an option short. Tends to go long, but Vivian Yaya clears that one. Now Grunwald even more, and Gates again can use his pace. Cole will let that one run into his box. And likes to roll that one out to Stevens. Just 5 minutes to go. Olympia really trying to cling on to their title hopes tonight. Really need to push forward and get a goal. And just continuing to play it around the back at the moment through Callan. There's a few options. That's a good defensive header there from Jaden Hay. Now McCurry looks to launch it long. He's got 2 in that direction, but Vandermeer read that one the whole way. The Biz missed out on that one. Stevens to Callan. Now Wadawu up against Warrener and Grunwald. Grunwald tries to be cheeky and eventually just plays it off Wadawu for a goal kick. And And that is given.
Can somebody do it?
Yeah, big Tyler Fisher there chiming in, pointing out the guitar playing prowess of Gronwald's one-man band apparently.
Well, I remember certain Americans threatening to smash us like guitars back in the day.
That's a throwback.
That's a throwback, isn't it, boys?
You thought our 02 World Cup references were old school.
Just dive back deeper.
That's a deep dive.
Absolutely, boys.
Yeah, look,
Nice and obscure up here in Slice of Cheese.
memories of that one. And thanks, Tyler, for pointing that out. And all the best at Avondale after making the move from the Strikers.
Apologies for pointing out that Australian defeated the US as well.
No apologies for that. Here's
No apologies for that at all.
Here's Hugh Sloot. Down the line they go for Ackley, who's just come off the pace.
Yeah, we meant that. As we see Ackley just come on for pace. A little bit quiet in the second half, but certainly involved in the first half was pace.
I suppose the benefit is that Grunwald didn't have to get a work permit to come here as we're the 52nd state.
This one's out of play. And here is the aforementioned centre half of the Zebras. They work it down the line looking for Darwood. Little takes it outside. Ackley sliding in there. Sees it out of play.
Busy since coming on, hasn't he? It's good to see.
So not long left. Is there a match winner out there for either of these sides?
Shay Hickey.
A draw, well. Tiger Brown's petition to go into overdrive if that would happen. Anyway, he's with new substitute, and Jaden Hay just robs him and charges off down the flank. He's still full of running, Jaden Hay. Unfortunately, he ran straight into Jake Van der May.
Oh, and he'd better get busy now.
I
It's
hope
a pretty
someone's gonna cover
hard attempt to turn around after that run from Jaden Hay. He's just tracking back slowly, but luckily Griffin gets in. But Van der May has the overlap now for Nkosa, who if he can get his head up, he's got 4 bodies heading into the box now. Tries to jink inside Lewis, but fantastic body work there from the Hobart Zebras central defender to win his team the goal kick.
Yeah, needed to just chip one in there, tried to take the man on. And Imran Lewis is a very tough man to get round.
Yeah, that is actually a very, very good point there, Ash. That's just questioning the chemical structure of the weather here at the moment, wondering why, if we're below zero, we've not managed to get some snow out of the earth.
As this one's headed on to the path of the Colonel, steered well away from him by Jack Callan though. Now Bellini tried to get Aaron Gromwald, did, but then had to go back and get it. Releases Wadawu. Wadawu back to Bellini. Sklanage wants it. Is he onside? He is. Jacob Sklanage! Right of the post. He's had 3 chances to win it for the Warriors, and it's just not been the Czech strikers' night.
I'm not 100% sure that he was onside there, boys.
Yeah, he was adjudged onside though.
If we're going to have a look at this.
He could have won it.
No, he's been played on quite comfortably by, I think, Jaden Hay, is it? He's about all the
3
way back
yards
there.
onside.
My mistake. Didn't quite have the view of that far side there. That was the chance to win it for Jakob Sklenage and this Olympia Warriors outfit. That was the chance.
And all the Olympia Warriors fans in front of us here in the grandstand were up and expecting a slot there from the star striker.
Or is this the chance?
gonna
He's
say
back on the ball again, Sklenage.
Still a couple of
Looking
minutes
to get
left.
some overlap. None doing. The Zebras recover through Griffin. Griffin plays it to Grunwald and he tries to look to Ackley, but little twisting and turning intercepts as it's a casual attempted pass there from Hickey, who's remained out wide. He's going to get onto this one, you'd think, Shay Hickey. Can he look up and win it? But wow, great body work there from Warrener, who's just won it and then completely given it to Little, who looks inside. It's Sklenage!
Again, he was in prime position at the near post, managed to tilt his head around and get it on target, but probably just couldn't quite get the power on it. That nutmeg from Warren was actually to the detriment of his team. Sklenage just went back in and he's probably done the best he could from that position. But
when these Zebras boys are at Cooley's later, they better be buying that man a couple of rounds in Mercury because he has been stellar tonight.
I think you'll find they'll be at the Shamrockers. This one's Sklenage charging through, but he ran into the centre-back pairing of the Zebs and they're away. And now maybe the Hobart Zebras can get them on the counter. It's a searching ball from Hugh Sloot. Almost found the Colonel.
Yeah, really well intercepted there from Stevens, and it had to be at a pretty crucial time. So we see the business trying to get things going for the Warriors. Can they manufacture one last chance as we are entering into injury time just now? Looking up for Sklenage again. There's only really Bellini centrally for him. He goes to Bellini. Leaney looks to shoot, but well shut down there by Grunwald, and the Zebras might have another bite at it here, but the lumped clearance forward goes to nobody in particular, as does the pass really from Hoogsloot, but some lazy work from Hickey lets Ackley get onto it, and Ackley is on the overlap here. This could be the chance for the Zebras. He cuts inside, looks to play it outside wide to Jaden Hay, and you have to say that was a bit too unselfish from the young lad there. Had a really good chance, and Hay looks to walk around and Kosa and just slips the ball away to the business, but nothing really doing upfield for the business either, and he just heads towards the touchline as if he's trying to score a touchdown more than anything else.
Yeah, I'm not really sure the logic behind trying to play that through ball there from Ackley. You've got to have a shot in that opportunity. You don't even care if it's not even your preferred foot.
Griffin just puts it into pace there, and it goes towards Colonel Sanders. And Ackley!
I'm not sure what on earth has happened there, but there's a contest in the box.
Hey, put it wide. I think he's just put this wide.
As it's bobbled up in the air, Sanders, 3 players go for it. Bobbles off.
Belted into Sanders! He's belted it into Sanders!
The Colonel.
The Colonel.
That's unbelievable. The Colonel Sanders with the clearance off the line, and the Olympia Warriors go wild.
Well, now they've got to push on and try and come up with a winner. There's not long left now. We're right near the end of this one with Darwin. It's opening up the back square. That's been held. That'll be a second yellow.
He's off. And he's off.
So that'll be the end of Imran Lewis's night, but he's probably stopped Scott racing him 1-on-1, so not the worst decision.
The Zebs will be without both of their centre backs next week now. Depleted. And one final chance here for, who else could it be, boys? But it's going to be Jacob Schlenage.
Has to be.
I'm enjoying the serenade as well from Olympia's fans as Imran Lewis jogs off. Quick sub being prepared by the Zebras.
He actually had a pretty good game, to be honest, Imran Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
And he was not the centre back that deserved to be sent off, really.
Well, I mean, he did have 5 fouls in about the first 20 minutes.
Oh, you know, you've got to be an imposing centre back at this day and age.
I reckon you've got misinformation with that 5 yellows for Gromwald too, Funty.
Yeah?
I reckon he's got 4 goals, not 4 yellows.
Yeah.
I reckon he's right. I reckon he's right next week. Just looking at the numbers. So they won't be without both of them. They'll
That's the
definitely
first
be without
time you've
Lewis,
got
though.
something wrong while I've been in the box front, so
I
naturally
know.
we won't let that one slip by.
No, of course not.
As Jacob Schlenage steps up and kills it over the bar.
Take him off. Yeah, leave him alone. Don't worry about it. Stop him, just
You have to think that they're really looking to... Oh, no sub going on here. I thought there was for a second. Is it Griffin that's taking his time to wander over here, and it looks like both sides are largely happy with the draw for the minute.
I don't think either side will be happy with the draw, to be honest. It doesn't do much of any good.
Exactly, with the speed that Griffin's walking off, he looked pretty happy with the draw.
I reckon Zebras would probably take it. The Warriors, though, I think Zebras have already written themselves out of the title race. So Warriors, a draw here. If Devonport and South were to win, there'd be 8 points off the pace, and that is a lot of ground to be making up as we got 8 weeks left. Just the top teams just don't drop points that often. It's going to be very hard from here on out. They need to conjure something in the dying embers of this one, but it's not looking likely. Little off to the races here, chasing down Ackley, who does really well, Ackley. He crosses in near post. Behind it goes for a corner. It might be Zebras who get the last roll of the dice here.
Yeah, we'll see. They're still bringing all the tall timber up. Jaden Hay taking the corner. Gromwald positioning himself at the back post. Will there be some late drama in this match as we tick into 94.5 minutes gone so far in the wettest and coldest game of the season so far. And what can Jaden Hay deliver from this corner? Grunwald making plenty of moves in the back post. Goes in that direction, but cleared from Olympia. Now Nkoko on the ball, but Backhouse covering that one. Luke Warren are going to thump it back in. Hughes-Sloot tries to get a toe to it. Cole with the quick...
Oh, don't argue!
Gives him a don't argue.
He's giving it the dusty, Martin.
God,
That's
pure
beautiful.
dust.
And he's got a slice of cheese for it too.
Oh, outrageous.
He's given them both a slice. So he's given the Curdle a slice for, I think, being on the end of it, don't argue.
Not all.
Not entirely sure what Sanders has done there.
No, he's just saying to him, look, mate, you can't be allowing yourself to have that done to you. You can have a slice as well.
Yeah.
But no, beautiful don't argue there from Cole. Nothing, no clean Cole about that one. Reverting to truth right there.
Yeah, certainly the dirtiest type of goal right there.
Yeah, the regular stuff there, but time might just be out here for the Warriors. They'll punt this long, and this could be the final whistle. He chops it short, and indeed it is the final whistle. So the Warriors have drawn 1-1 with the Hobart Zebras. It's a result that could yet spell doom for their title aspirations. We'll wait on tomorrow's results, but they might be 8 points off the pace at the end of this week. It's a big blow for them. The Zebras, well, we knew they were going to be hard to break down, and so they proved. It was a game with very few chances, really, until the last 10 minutes, when suddenly there were chances from everywhere. It opened up, but neither team could take it, and it ends 1-1.
Yeah, the game absolutely exploded into life that last 15 minutes as we just have a look at the goals. Sklenage just delicately chipping the keeper with that free kick. Planned that one all along, and yeah, the rest of the first half, whilst there was the other goal of the game, you'd certainly probably rather watch the second half if you were to watch it on replay. Plenty of action. Obviously the late red card to Lewis will rule him out of the match next week. We have a look at that beautiful through ball from Matthew Sanders. Gates on the overlap, slots it past Cole. Equalising goal in the first half, and then as we've mentioned, second half, plenty of action, no goals, so the game has ended 1-1 and nearly put a near fatal wound into Olympia Warriors' title hopes.
Yeah, it's a long way back for them now. They won't give up hope rather. They'll keep fighting, but it might just be beyond them. They did really suffer, I think, from a few of those players they were missing tonight. Certainly the Zebras had players out as well, so can't complain too much. But it ends 1-1, and we'll wait for tomorrow, but it could be a long way off the pace. The FFA Cup probably the big focus now for the Warriors, but that's us from KG5. That's a wrap. A big double header recapping the results. A 3-1 win in the Women's Super League to the Hobart Zebras as they move 6 points clear on top, and in the NPL a 1-1 draw. We await tomorrow's results. We've got Clarence travelling up to take on Devonport, South Hobart travelling up to take on Launceston City in the games that will impact the title race. Well, probably the most interesting of the games will be down at the Den, where I'll be heading to have a look at Rangers taking on Kingborough. We'll be back next week with a bunch of live streams. Stay tuned to the Buy On Stream Facebook page if you want to get the heads up on which games we're streaming. But from us here at Slice of Cheese, it's bye for now.